Welcome to Cineights, where you get to know the best movies and series. Today's video is about the best sports movies of all time. I hope you enjoy this video. Be sure to watch until the end because I am sure you will like it. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Field of Dreams. When one of the biggest stars in cinema history thinks he will never work again because of his involvement in a high school basketball movie, that should speak volumes, right? Well, in the end, what Gene Hackman thought of the work he and the late Dennis Hopper did on the set of Hoosiers didn't matter. The film surpassed all expectations and is regarded by many as one of the two best sports movies of all time. Inspired by a true story, the film explores the 1954 season of the fictional Hickory High School. School, however, is based on the very real Milan High School. Follows an undersized, rural Indiana team on their way to beat all odds and who end up winning the state basketball championship as the underdogs. The real story is that everyone knew Milan was going to win the title that year as overwhelming favorites in their 19-2 season, but Hollywood does what it always does and switched things up. Brian's Song, jokingly called, legally, the only movie men can cry at, Brian's Song is a heartwarming and exaggerated biographical film. While being produced and released as an ABC Movie of the Week in 1971, Brian's Song was accompanied by extreme critical acclaim, with many calling it one of the best sports films of all time. Not being in theaters, the film was not eligible for the Oscars, but it did win at the Primetime Emmys of that year, winning several of the awards including Outstanding Single Program and Outstanding Writing Achievement. The late James Caan portrayed Chicago Bears Brian Piccolo opposite Gale Sayers, played by Billy D. Williams, and features the duo's flourishing friendship in a time of racial tension. While Gale Sayers has said the two were never as close as the film would have you believe, the film still shines through this inaccuracy and touches the hearts of all who watched it, much as Sayers himself asked people remember Piccolo for how he lived in his final days as Brian Piccolo died of cancer at 26 years old. Rocky. From the all-American inspirational story in Rudy to the all-American underdog story, Rocky, the 1976 John Avildsen classic, needs little to no introduction. It has spawned several sequels and now a Michael B. Jordan-led spin-off of films in Creed. Rocky won Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Film Editing, and became an instant classic. The series ultimately led to Philadelphia constructing a statue of Rocky in the film's honor, located just outside of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Rocky tells the story of the Italian stallion, Rocky Balboa, and his journey from small-time boxing and loan shark collections to professional boxer after being chosen by Apollo Creed for an upcoming fight. Rocky takes Apollo the distance, 15 rounds. Never been done against Apollo Creed before, and although Creed is declared the winner by split decision, the whole world sees the resolve in which Rocky has shown and his iron will to not go down. Rudy, the 1993 Sean Astin film, Rudy, directed by David and Spa, is actually very close to being accurate. NFL and San Francisco 49er legend Joe Montana was a member of the team at same time as Rudy Ruettiger and said in an interview, "It's a movie, remember." Not all of that is true. The crowd wasn't chanting, nobody threw in their jerseys. He did get in the ball game. He got carried off after the game. Later, Montana said he was carried off by three of the biggest pranksters on the team. None of this takes away from an all-American film about inspiration and sticking to your dreams no matter your adversities or circumstances. After he is diagnosed with dyslexia, Daniel, Rudy, Ruettiger overcomes his setback and not only gets into Notre Dame, but also makes the football team as a walk-on, leading to the rest, literally being history. Raging Bull, the 1980 Martin Scorsese film, Raging Bull, is a boxing masterpiece. The film is based on Jake LaMotta's own Raging Bull My Story. Robert De Niro stars as Jake LaMotta in a film that earned him an Oscar for Best Actor and that won Best Film Editing. Raging Bull is iconically shot in 8mm, and the story of the film's production could honestly be a movie of its own. The movie chronicles Jake LaMotta's career as a boxer who was deeply troubled, often physically assaulting those he cares about, through his divorce and his arrest for furnishing underage girls to patrons at his nightclub. Scorsese is noted for famously refusing to make the film at first due to his disinterest in boxing in general. He later changed his mind at the behest of De Niro and likened film naming to boxing. Remember the Titans. Jerry Bruckheimer helms this biographical portrayal of a Virginia high school coach leading a football team as the team's high school starts the processes of desegregation and integration. In the 2000 film, Remember the Titans, Denzel Washington plays Coach Herman Boone, who is shown to be a hard man to play for, but a very motivational coach. While several of the film's high points were fictionalized for dramatic purposes, including how admirable Coach Boone really was, as he was fired for misconduct, the stories of racial diversity, working together, and all-around camaraderie were very much high points in the team's season as they finished undefeated in 1971, while also finishing second overall in the United States. Caddyshack. If you don't know what Caddyshack is, then stop what you are doing and watch it immediately. The 1980 film directed by the late Harold Ramis is not only a sports classic, but a comedy masterpiece as well. Starring comedy legends Chevy Chase, Rodney Dangerfield, and Bill Murray, the film is like nothing that was made up until 1980 and will certainly not be made again. The film features the goings-on of a Nebraska country club, which includes a pool scene featuring a surprise candy bar cameo, a high-stakes golf match, and a delightful gopher who has drawn the ire from the aloof Bill Murray, who improvised one of the best comedy commentaries of all time as his character, Carl Spackler, imagines being the unsung hero of the Masters tournament held yearly in Augusta, Georgia. A League of Their Own, a fictional film based on true events, A League of Their Own hit the plate in 1992. The sports-themed dramedy charmed audiences with its fun, there's no crying in baseball, approach. The film chronicles the story about the Peaches, a team from the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League in a bid to keep baseball alive and well during World War II. Tom Hanks, Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna, Gina Davis, and many more light up the screen as the story unfolds. The film has a great character arc, with Hanks's Jimmy Duggan doing a 180-degree turn from abrasive and mean to having the backs of his players and treating them with respect and dignity. League of Their Own also chronicles the camaraderie of the teammates as they have their own on- and off-the-field struggles dealing with issues, ranging from sexism and womanizing from their male organizers, love, and even garnering respect as they parade for audiences to take their sport seriously. Warrior. In a strong Academy Awards year, Warrior was nominated for prestigious awards along the likes of The Artist, Hugo, and Moneyball, but, unlike the two brothers featured in the film, Warrior itself came up a bit short. Nick Nolte, Tom Hardy, Joel Edgerton, Jennifer Mergen, and Frank Grillo star in the 2011 mixed martial arts movie. Warrior is best described as a mixed martial arts movie wrapped in an incredible family drama. Action, MMA fighter cameos, and, of course, the aforementioned drama help aid the film to disguise it for what it really is, a film that, at its heart, can be about anyone. The family struggles portrayed by Hardy, Edgerton, and Nolte scream a shattered and fragmented family history, which unfortunately echoes the tales of all too many in today's day and age, and the film makes no apologies for that, following the family until their fortunate and eventual reconcilement at the end in the ring. The Mighty Ducks, success when it released in 1992. The film spawned two sequels, an animated show, and years later a Disney Plus spin-off, Mighty Ducks: Game Changers. With all the acclaim behind it, it had to be on this list. Hotshot attorney Gordon Bombay makes some bad decisions and gets behind the wheel drunk. He is subsequently pulled over, arrested, and is sentenced to community service, where he helps foster a heavily misfitted hockey team. Through a lot of hair-pulling, determination, and nerve-wracking situations, Bombay manages to bring the team of misfits together to be contenders, just the atypical sports story for the typical sports list. The Natural. Why wouldn't one of the greatest actors of all time be on this list? The 1984 film, The Natural, was directed by Barry Levinson and was nominated for several Academy Awards. The Robert Redford-led film also starred Robert Duvall, Glenn Close, Kim Basinger, and Barbara Hershey, chronicling the life of Roy Hobbs and starting off tragically as Hobbs and his father are playing catch when his father has an early heart attack. Hobbs then proceeds to have a lifetime of obstacles thrown at him: shot, poisoned, bleeding out, blackmailed, and, to boot, finding out he has an estranged son from his girlfriend of long ago. But all, Hobbs prevails as a successful baseball player despite his advanced age when he actually gets a shot at playing. Natural comes full circle with his success in the majors, ending with him and his son playing catch where he and his father once did. Moneyball. Moneyball, which is based on the book Moneyball: The Art of Winning an Unfair Game written by Michael Lewis, chronicles the story of the Oakland A's Peter Brand and Billy Beane and their role in championing a new way to look at baseball. The film also features Chris Pratt, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Robin Wright, and a slew of others. Moneyball depicts the Oakland A's using a new method to value hits versus money paid per player per game. Additionally, the film accurately traces the team's historic 20-game winning streak, the first team in MLB history to accomplish this tremendous feat. Ultimately, the A's do not win the World Series, but the method they used to determine player value on a whole new level is still being widely used today. 42, featuring the late Chadwick Boseman as the legendary Jackie Robinson. 42 tells the story of Robinson's historic breaking of the color barrier in Major League Baseball. The 2013 biopic does feature a few historical inaccuracies, but the story does well overall in highlighting some of the tense moments Robinson had to endure as he became the first African-American player in the MLB's modern era. Boseman delivers an incredible performance with style and reverence as only he could. Additionally, the film has several powerful messages and moments, but perhaps none more amazing than Lucas Black's Pee Wee Reese standing with his arm around Boseman to quell a rambunctious crowd in Cincinnati's Crosley Field.